Hello and welcome to the 132nd episode of the But I'm Knitting podcast. My name is Ramona. I'm a knitter from Toronto and welcome to my corner of the crafting world. So for this week I have 2 finished objects. I know, that is like amazing. And I've got 3 works in progress and something I don't know if I'd really consider it really a new cast on because the project hasn't been casted on, but it's a swatch. I'll show you later. So let's get started with the finished objects. So first things first, I think I will start with, this one. All right, so I could put this on a sock blocker. I'm not too sure how well it will work, if it will be too big. I didn't actually try it on a sock blocker. But I finished the pair for the hairy socks. No, this is definitely not going to fit. This is going to be so baggy, all the sock thing, because I only have like sock holders for like one size, and it's like the small one, and this is definitely not small. Guess I need to add that to my shopping list, but closest I got. So I finished the second sock for the hairy sock. So the first one here, second sock here. Look how much bigger it is than my sock blocker. But last time you had seen, I was about there, so I just had a few more rows. And then after I put in the toe. And yes, I had to switch over to a completely different color for the toe because I ran out of the contrasting heel cuff and toe. But I think it turned out pretty good. I don't think it's that noticeable. Mind you, I haven't actually held them up together. So, oh no, when you see it like this, you can see them very, very differently. So this is the original color. This is what I had to use because that's what I had. That was the closest that I had. But I think this should still be fine. But is one pair of socks done. Ends need to be woven in. It needs to be washed and blocked and then gifted to the person. I'm still not sure when I'm going to see her, but hopefully sometime soon. I'm going to put that on my pile of socks to weave in ends for. I've got a lot of them. So the yarn that I used for this one was Area 51 fibers in her sturdy alien base in the colorway Hairy. It's not exactly, no, do I even have them? Oh, this happens every single time. When I go looking for my pair of hairy socks, I can't find it. But when I'm not looking for it, it's all over the place. And this happens every single time. Hold it. Nope, found them. I did put them away. I did listen. And then this was my pair that I did for myself. So, yeah. This is these also need their ends woven in, so I might as well add it to the pile. So then, one pair of socks done. Next pair of socks. So I finished my Cozy Knitter Advent socks for 2021. I did these early because they were supposed to be entered into the Sockmas Knit Along. And I kind of forgot to enter them. Doesn't really matter that much to me, honestly. I'm just happy that I got them done. So here they are, my completed pair. I still have to weave in the ends for these as well. So as I was going through on the leg, I thought I would have enough. So I think I was at 23 rows. And then I looked, I'm like, hold on, 23, they're supposed to be 24. No, I was at 22 rows. And I'm there like, hold on, I'm supposed to have 24. So for the first time, I actually got the stripes going into the toe. I usually do not do that. I usually switch it over. But because I want to make sure I got all of the 24 colors inside there, I did those. And then once I finished the 24th color, I went and I finished it off with the gray. So it actually just looks like it's a stripe in the socks. So it turned out pretty good. So this is my second year of doing these socks, and I love them. I've got pair number 1 somewhere because as soon as I go looking for it, it's like they disappear. I don't know what is wrong with me. It's like I can't keep track of myself when I'm looking for them. But either way, this is my 2021 the Cozy Knitter Advent socks. So yeah, I'm really happy with how those turned out. Yeah, so I got a wash block. Well, no, really, all I'm going to do is sew the ends. And for me, I don't really care. They don't need to be washed and blocked as far as I'm concerned. I just need to sorry, put that away. I just need to weave in the ends and, you know, take off stitch markers and all that kind of stuff that I was using to mark it. So I did pretty good with the timing that I did for this, and I'm happy with how it turned out. Okay. Pile of to be woven in. Those are my finished objects. For my works in progress, I've got my Woolen Honey sweater, my Twisty Starcade socks that I picked up again this week, and my Shawlography. So let's get started with my Woolen Honey sweater. I'm 1 row behind where I'm supposed to be for the day. But that's because I was working on other stuff. But it's okay. I can easily catch up on that today and then continue with where I'm supposed to be for the day. So this is the Woolen Honey Sweater by Andrea Mowry. I started it for the fall garment knit along, but yeah, I'm nowhere close to that. That's already long gone. So I will show you where I am. So this is the back of it, and that's only because that's where my my progress keeper is kept. That's the reason why I show it. Looks almost the same at the front. So last time you had seen, I was there. I added on quite a few more rows. Well, not too many, but like I still have to, I'm almost finished the yoke. Maybe by next week the yoke will be done if I keep according to the schedule. So I'm happy about that. And I love the way that it's turning out. It's starting to do the whole, where some of them are hexagons like they've been before, and afterwards some of them are stopping being hexagons. So that's turning out really, really nice. The yarn that I'm using for this is the Retrosaria Mondim in the colorway 117. Okay, so yeah, this is turning out pretty good. I'm pretty certain by the time the new year hits, I'll be at sleeve separation. I'm in yoke 2, so that's progress. Before I was still in yoke 1. I'm happy with that. So that is my sweater on the needles. My next project we will do with Twisty staircase. Okay, for my Twisty staircase socks, I casted on the second sock on Monday. Did my 15 rows yesterday, so I still have to do my 15 rows for today. I haven't did anything. Yeah, kind of, I don't know, I really felt like sleeping in today, and it kind of threw off my knitting schedule. But here is my second sock that I've started. This is the Twisty Staircase Socks by Drea Renee Knits. I already finished the first one, which I can show you right here. My progress keeper, I forgot to take it off, but yeah. This has been finished for over a week. And so for this, for the yarn that I'm using, I am using Area 51 fibers and her sturdy alien base in the colorway Spooky Speckled Donuts. Still love it. I still love it. And then afterwards, I'm using a orange yarn that I dyed up myself that I'm working my way through. So it's coming along nicely so far. Hopefully by the end of next week, I should be finished if I keep up to the schedule that I'm trying to keep up with while I do my other stuff. My last project, my last work in progress to show you right now is my Shawlography. And guess what? Clue 3. Yeah, I think clue 3 is almost done. Let me just check something quickly, or I might be in the middle of clue 3. One of the two. Nope, that's not it. So I'm just checking on my, okay. Yeah, I'm on clue 3. Okay. I just had to be sure, because sometimes after a while they kind of mix up together. So on this, I feel like I've made a lot of progress. So here it is so far. Okay, last time you had seen, I had just started the brioche. So, oh, when did that get like that? Oh no, that's supposed to be like, and then, am I showing this on the wrong side? No, it's the right side. Okay, sorry. I had just started the brioche, so I finished the brioche, and now I've started, I'm about to start the crisscrosses, which is the section right before the end. So I'm making really good progress with this. I am loving it. Yeah. It's coming along nicely. And then I also realized that certain parts I didn't do them too nicely. But here, see? I think the brioche turned out really nice. And of course, just as soon as I start getting used to doing it and I got a good rhythm going, it stops. It's done. So that was the light side, and this is the dark side of the brioche. So that is it. This was for, hold on, I'm just gonna make sure no needles fall out from where they're supposed to be, because that would make me cry. Where's the other end? No, that's that end. Okay. Yeah, I'll figure that out later. So this is the Shawlography by Stephen West. It was his mystery knit along for the year 2021. So all here, all loved. Still haven't taken any pictures of it, but progress is being made. So that is everything for my current works in progress. I'll just show you the one little thing that I did cast on and I kind of finished. It is for my upcoming sweater, the C6, or Cable 6 by Elga Isagar. So last week I think I had shown, last week I had shown the other half of the yarn that I had gotten for the for the sweater. So I had set for this week that I was going to do a swatch. I don't usually do swatches, but I felt compelled, since in the book itself they actually give you a swatch guide for it. So basically what you do is you take your work and you measure it up against it, and if it matches it, then you know you did good. So I did do that, and it worked out perfectly, with the exception that the ribbing kind of pulled in a bit more than it was supposed to. So I think it will be just fine, but I honestly, I love it. This turned out so good. Here it is so far. That is my swatch. I still actually have to wash and block it, and I'm assuming once I do, then it will just stretch out just that little bit more. The only problem is that you could kind of see it here, I made a bit of a boo-boo, and I didn't realize until I was like 3 rows past it. I accidentally purled when I should have knitted, and I didn't notice until it was too late, but it's okay. The rest of it will show it just fine. And the yarn that I used for this one, hold on, I got all of my tags. Nope, you stay here. Okay, stay there. Good. The green is the Julie Asselin in her sport base in the color Petite Pouce. Right there, that green one. And then for the main body, this is Yarn Held Together double. It is the Knitting Loft in Boots and Dust in the colorway Honey. Sorry, there we go. Boots and Dust in the colorway Honey. So the boots is their fingering weight sock base, basically, and afterwards this is their dust base. So their mohair, silk mohair. This is dust. Sorry, I'm just double checking. 70% kids mohair and 30% silk. So yeah, that is it so far. I think it turned out really nicely, and I'm looking forward to getting started on that. I was a little bit scared. Yeah, I've got my yarn over there. I was a little bit scared when I was winding my yarn for it. If I take this out slowly. For this project, I'm not worried about, you know, winding up regular stock yarn. That part's fine. My ball winder does that just fine. Not worried about anything happening. That's not the problem. I was a little bit scared for the mohair one, because it has a tendency to stick to itself, and all the other mohairs that I've ever used before, I think they already came in balls. This one comes as like a skein or a hank, so that means I gotta wind it up myself. So I was so afraid that it would start pulling on, like tangling up on itself, just because of all of the halo, but it didn't. It actually did pretty good when I used it. It came through just fine. So, but mind you, there was quite a bit of fluff on my surface when I was finished, but you know, it's fine. I just got to be careful, I think, not to handle it too much, because I'm so afraid of it getting stuck, of it getting tangled, and I do not want that to happen. But I only wound one of each of the balls so far. I didn't want to go any further than that because I didn't need them yet. I'll wind them as I need them. So I'm looking forward to casting that on January 1st or 2nd. I have my needles put aside. I use them. One of them is a fixed circular. The other one, yeah, one of them is a fixed circular. The other one is from my interchangeable set. I'm debating whether or not I should go buy another pair of fixed circulars. Just because, especially when I'm working on a project and it's important to me, I'm always afraid that it's going to untwist itself. And that has happened before. It usually does not, but it has happened, and it leaves me nervous when I'm working on a project. If it's fixed, then I know it's not going to go anywhere. Right? So it could be for my own peace of mind. Because I'm pretty certain any of the size 6 I have, they're not that long. They're pretty, like hat size. Not enough to put a sweater on. So I'm debating. I put it this way, you'll know as much as I will by next week what I decide to do. So that is that. So yeah, I got that ready to go. I'm very excited about that. I really want to cast it on soon, but I want to finish what I'm working on. I'm trying my best not to cast on anything new. And right now the swatch kind of scratched that itch. So I cast it on yesterday, finished it yesterday. I just got to do the wash and block and see how it works out for that. Let's see what else is happening. Checking that. Nope, did that all, caught up on all of that. Oh, forgot to do my check mark for that. Don't do that. Okay, let's see. So I have my knitting to do for today. I gotta catch up on my Woolen honey, put in my rows for today. Gotta do the Shawlography and my Twisty staircase. Those are all of the projects that I have to work on for the rest of this week. Next week, it's pretty much the same thing, except I threw in some time to work on my rose cardigan. I keep saying I'm going to work on it, and it's really, honestly, I know once I seam it, then I don't mind picking it up. But I have to seam it first, and I have not done that. So I'm going to try to give myself the time to do it, and actually use the time to do it, to get that done. Because honestly, I've been staring at that bag. It's a little paper bag that has everything stuffed into it. How I managed to fit it in there, I will never know. But I got it all in there, and it's just waiting. And yeah. I even have the needle with the thread on it, with the yarn in it. That's ready to go. Like, that's the only thing I really have to work on. Yeah. That's the only outstanding thing I have to work on. I then have to also make up the decision as to what my first pair of socks for next year is going to be. I know what yarn it's going to be, so that's not an issue. It's just what pattern. So I'm going through everything that I have, and I think I came up with something, but I can't remember what it is. I'm not certain if I saved it on my phone or... That's it. Found it. Okay. So I think my first pattern that I'm going to do is called Uphill Downhill by Lisa K. Ross. I believe that's also Paper Daisy Creations. I had this pattern for a while now. So I think it's only knits and purls. I'm pretty certain. But so it should be simple enough. I didn't want to do anything too complicated for the first pair of socks. And I like the way that it looks in the picture. But I'm not going to be using that color to start out with. So the plan for that would be to start it, to have hold on. And let's go to, was it quarter one schedule? No, it wasn't that. It was that one. Yeah. So it's a moss green from the Knitting Loft. And then I just got to find something variegated for the contrast color. So I'm going to look through what I have in my mini skein stash or whatever I have left from leftover projects. You know what would be even better if I could find something, because I have a couple of boxes with bigger like half skeins that have been sitting down there for ages. It's the only problem is that I'd have to go through the stuff that's over the box, and I don't really want to. But if I go through those and I can find a nice contrasting yarn, it should be okay. That's probably what I'll use for the top hat for the heel cuffs and toes. I'm hoping by next week I'll be able to show you exactly what that looks like. So I'm hoping by next week I can get to show you exactly what that looks like, and probably have the yarn wound and all of that kind of stuff. I think those are the only two major things that I have to do. So just just the socks. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do for the hats for my mother. That's also going to be a stash dive as well. And then after that, I have to figure out exactly which one I'm going to do for my brother so that I can get everything done appropriately for that. So that takes care of all of the knitting stuff for today. I guess we'll just talk about what happened to me during the week. So it's pretty much the only major thing that I did is, for the first time, and I think me and my stepmother just realized, it's like right at the end of the movie that we watched, because I think I had mentioned it before that we had decided we were going to go to the movies, and we were going to bring my two younger brothers and my sister along with us. So we went to go see the Spider-Man movie. I was a bit nervous because I had prepaid for the tickets, and as soon as right after I prepaid for the tickets, I saw that Cineplex, one of the major movie theaters in Canada, I'm assuming also in the US, was having, specifically for Ontario, we're concerned about about stuff shutting down and capacity limits changing due to the pandemic. Yeah, that's it. So I'm now like, okay, literally, I'm thinking to myself, I just bought the tickets. I bought them for summer all the way out in Brantford, which is nowhere close to Toronto. I think when I checked on the map, it was 86 kilometers away from where I live. It's not close. There's not as many people there. I understand it's opening weekend, but it shouldn't be too bad. And I kept looking for emails and all that kind of stuff, and nothing ended up happening. So I was able to go to the movie, no problem. So we went. Unfortunately, I think I forgot to tell my youngest brother that we were going to the movies. So he's all like, but I'm not prepared. I didn't watch the other movies. This is like, I'm really like, okay, so you just need to know this. The rest of it doesn't matter as much. You can pick up on what's going on in the movie. So we went to the movies. We forgot about the whole, bring her. It wasn't until we were about to do the house that I remembered, oh yeah, bring proof of vaccination. I had mine on me because I was just determined I'm not walking with a big purse. If I can't fit it all in my cell phone or my cell phone case, it's not coming with me. So I remembered to bring mine. Just about everybody remembered to bring theirs, but then there was one of my family members where the problem is not that they didn't have it, it's just they had to access it through their email, and it took a long time because there was a lineup of people waiting to get in, and they all had to show proof of vaccination. So it took a while, and they're like, oh no, we're missing the movie. And they're like, no, movie starts at 6:30, and that means that there's going to be commercials for at least 10 minutes. We are good. So yeah, by the time we made it, I think there's still like one commercial, and then movie started. We were good. So we had a great time. My stepmother and I realized, despite the fact I've known her since maybe I was about 16, about to turn 17 or something like that. Yeah. And she's been married. Her and my dad have been married. No, I was older than 18. No, I was 18 when they got married. I had turned 18 earlier on that year. Yeah, we had never gone to the movies before, like together. And I'm like, she's all like, why haven't we done that? I'm like, I don't know. I didn't think of it. And the thing is, she's like, your dad doesn't like going to the movies. I'm like, I know. So we could have been going to the movies all these years together. We just never thought about it. So it's like, if we had known, I'm like, I would have busted too. She's like, you would have busted. I would have driven the car to pick you up, and we could have gone. So we had a great time. We enjoyed the movie. Lots of fun. I'm not saying anything other than Spider-Man is in it, but it's a Spider-Man movie, so that makes logical sense, right? But yeah, there are a few good surprises. But if you watch a lot of, I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people talking about the movie and by like looking at everything clip by clip and what they managed to pick out from like the trailers in the movie and all that kind of stuff. So some of the stuff was literally spoiled for me from before I even saw it, but it's like, oh, I get to see proof that yeah, it did happen. So I don't let those things worry me about movies. What else? That actually I think is pretty much going to be it. So I am going to go edit this video, put it up, catch up on my knitting, and leave it at that. All right, have a good day. Bye.